Hey everybody, thanks for joining us for 13 News at 4 on this Monday afternoon. I'm Dustin Grove.
And I'm Felicia Lawrence, and today we're beginning with the extraordinary new tariffs looming over America's largest trading partners.
And what it could mean for you and your family. President Trump has said for months he would do this, and over the weekend followed through, announcing new taxes on goods coming from China, Canada, and Mexico.
The tariffs on Canada and China are set to go into effect at midnight. Mexican tariffs have been delayed for a month.
Michael Yoshida is in Washington with what this could mean for your wallet.
President Trump targeting America's largest trading partners.
The United States has been ripped off by virtually every country in the world.
A massive 25% tariff on most imports from Canada, and a 10% tariff on Chinese goods is expected to go into effect Tuesday. A 25% tariff on all goods from Mexico could go into effect in March, pending negotiations.
That is going to be an additional 25% that you are going to need to pay at the pump or at the grocery store.
Tariffs basically work like this. Goods produced outside the U.S. face a tax or tariff when imported. Companies pay that cost, which is then often passed on to the consumer.
We may have short-term a little pain, and people understand that.
That includes energy and auto industries.
Parts move back and forth across our borders here in Michigan and Ontario every day, and eventually that shows up in the consumer price in the showroom.
Food and service businesses likely to feel the pinch too.
Not only with those great Americans that make distilled spirits products, but the agriculture community, bars, restaurants, bartenders.
Trump argues tariffs will make America wealthier and address trade deficits. Still, the interconnected web of global trade and fears of subsequent trade wars raise questions.
When we talk about tariffs, they're usually used to protect domestic industries or bring back manufacturing, in this case, back to U.S. soil. However, it's very unlikely we're going to be able to produce every single one of those on our soil.
In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
And it's not just manufacturing and trade deficits. Supporters of these tariffs say this isn't a trade war, it's a drug war.
Allison Gormley tells us what's the deal with other reasons President Trump is looking to tariffs. And Allison, this is just something that is wide-reaching and impacting a lot of folks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, typically it may be one or two things, but this has it's multi-pronged, you could say. But he's using the tariffs to try and fight the flow of fentanyl into the country as well as undocumented immigrants. Now, tariffs are a tool in the government's toolbox to force other countries to make changes. The idea? Money talks. Tariffs are a tax placed on imports coming into the U.S. from other countries. The tax is paid by American businesses buying the goods. Experts say President Trump is likely doing this for two purposes, economic and political.
So he's trying to address some of these economic imbalances, and at the same time, he's trying to exert some political negotiating leverage against these countries for other reasons.
Now, will this work? Time will tell. Right. Other countries have said that they'll retaliate and do their own tariffs, so we will see if that starts a trade war.
Okay, will it start a trade war? That is the question that we hope we will not be asking.
Or answering.
Yeah, Allison, thanks for the explanation. Appreciate it. We wanted to know the potential impacts President Trump's tariffs could have here locally as well.
So we reached out to an economist at Indiana University's Kelley School of Business. Professor Phil Powell says if tariffs last a week or a couple of months and deals are made, then it would benefit Indiana exporters. But it is a different story if tariffs last longer.
If the tariffs imposed by the United States and the tariffs also imposed by our trading partners stay in place for several months, this will do nothing but raise prices. It will raise prices for both consumers in the United States and in Indiana, and it will raise prices for consumers in other nations.
Now, we can all imagine how frustrating that would be. Coming up, we will be talking with an IU economist about these tariffs, their potential impacts, and what history has told us about them. All of that is straight ahead at 4:30, so don't move. Now, Indianapolis continues to break records after another big weekend here.
It was huge. The city welcomed more than 70,000 people downtown for the WWE Royal Rumble on Saturday. As our Anna Chalker shows us today, these records were not just inside Lucas Oil Stadium. Take a look.
As thousands of WWE fans walked into Lucas Oil Stadium Saturday, they knew they'd be in for a show. But what they didn't know is they'd be a part of history.
I feel like it completely exceeded our expectations.
Saturday night, 70,347 people were in attendance for Royal Rumble, breaking the attendance record inside the stadium and becoming the largest single night gate in WWE history.
In the audience for Royal Rumble, we had all 50 states represented in 48 countries.
But the records were not only broken inside the ring. According to the franchise, viewership by streaming was up 14%, merchandise sales up 95%, and social video views were at their highest. Leaders with Indiana Sports Corps say this event helped boost the city on many levels.
To have that kind of engagement on social, online, it's really going to push our city and our brand forward.
Coming up at 5, I'll have what's next for WWE here in the city and hear how some local businesses benefited from the weekend. In Indianapolis, Anna Chalker, 13 News.
Yeah, great advertisement for the city of Indianapolis and great for businesses, restaurants, hotels, that kind of thing. Awesome.
Absolutely, and such a fun event that we had. All right, I am seeing some water outside, but it is because we've getting more snow melt with these super duper warm temperatures.
So nice out there today. I have a picture I want to show you.
Oh, let me
This
see
is really
it.
for Sean because he loves to complain about the dirty snow.
It's yucky.
This is what remains of the snow in downtown Indianapolis.
That's not bad.
That's it. And I'll bet you, I took this picture like 45 minutes ago. I'll bet you it's gone. Wouldn't you say? In a couple hours?
It very much could be because we made it to 68 today.
Wow.
68. That breaks the record.
I was going to say, is that higher than what we were expecting?
Yes, I think I watched Sean at noon. He said 64, but I say 68 is overachieving.
All right.
Right?
We'll take it.
I'm okay with this.
So yes, we're a little warmer than we expected. 68 degrees. That breaks the record of 67 set back in 2020. But I am here to alert you, it is not going to be this warm tomorrow. In fact, 20 to 30 degrees colder. I know kids are coming off the bus today with no coat on. They're going to need the heavy coat tomorrow. Right now, we're still in the 60s, 68 degrees in Greensburg. We have some sunshine over Morris Reservoir, 63, 65 degrees in Carmel, and 62 Bunker Hill. We've had a nice mix of sunshine and clouds today. We're 14 degrees warmer in Indianapolis from this time yesterday, and it will stay mild this evening. All the way through sunset, we're going to be in the 50s. 7 o'clock, we're still close to 60 degrees, but watch the colder air arrive. When you join us at 11, 30s and 40s start to move in. We drop into the 30s early tomorrow and we'll be in the range of 35 to 40. That's it for a high tomorrow afternoon. So the alert for Tuesday, we're going to be 20 to 30 degrees colder than where we are today.
All right, Angela, we will prepare. Thank you so much. And in just a few hours, the City County Council will hear a proposal surrounding snow removal in Indianapolis. So this was a big topic after the most recent big snowstorm that we had last month. Some local streets were never plowed. People across the city shared their frustration as the snow melted and then it refroze. This proposal the council is considering would require snow removal services on those local streets as well. And right now, the city operates under a connector street strategy, meaning it will only plow designated roads. Previously, the city operated under a 6 inches rule that meant after significant snowfall, those residential streets would be included. So we will keep an eye on whether this new proposal makes progress and changes the current proposal. That meeting is actually set to get underway at 7.